Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am. But right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
Hello, Star Wars fans. You know, there's 218 days until Christmas 2025. And you know what else? Fitz is on the naughty list. Fitz has been wanting on the naughty list. There you go, Fitz. Naughty list. He's in the chat saying all those naughty things. If you follow my channel, you know what's going on there. You guys, thanks for being here today. We're going to have a community call-in stream. So today's show is dependent on you, right? If you don't call in and the show isn't any good, it's your fault. No. No, if you can, if you're one of our YouTube supporters, one of our patrons, then I have posted the link and YouTube on the community tab. You can find that in the discussions there. Also on Patreon, I posted it there as well for all of our patrons. And then in Discord, we have a members only channel in Discord. You can find the link to join today's show in all those places. So I would love to hear from you today, because today is the 45th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, the best movie of all the Star Wars movies that were ever Star Wars. That's Santa's opinion, and it's an opinion shared by, I think, a great number of Star Wars fans across the country, around the world. So thank you all for being here. And of course, we see Fitz in the chat. He's been in there giving me a hard time. Also, I saw we had a couple other folks. Brandon Alvarez. Good to see you, Brandon. Thanks for stopping in. Of course, Fitz is here. Skywalker's Academy, one of our winners of the predictions game for Andor. Good to see you, Skywalker's Academy. And actually, he was a winner in week 4. So let me change this up so you guys can see. We had our weekly predictions, and Dale, Skywalker's Academy, he's been playing 2 cards all season, and both cards made it onto the Wall of Fame for the final week. So congratulations on that, Skywalker's Academy. And of course, I saw that we had our grand prize winner, the very top of all the predictors, the master of the predictions game. we have KG in the chat. Good to see you, KG. She absolutely killed it. KG was on the leaderboard every single week. She blew out all the competition. So all of our season leaderboard winners, in which I have a guest already in the queue, we're going to add here in just 1 second, just made it in. So I'm sure I'm going to get a little harassment from my friend who is on the road. So I'll pick you up here in a second, Nerd Mafia. We've got Nerd Mafia in the back. But also, let's see who else is here. We've got, I'm just looking over. There's a poll as well. So this for Andor, season 2, we did the predictions game a little bit different. Uh, for all of the shows that come out on Disney Plus, we've been doing predictions games. Normally it's 10 questions, yes and no, and then there's a bonus question at the end that you can kind of fill in the blank. So then we would go after the show, we would look at to see how we did. Then this time for Andor, because we had such a large amount of content every week, we did a bingo card style game where there was a whole uh, list of things that you could predict were going to happen, and it would randomize, make you a bingo card, and from that bingo card, you could see which ones you got right, and we gave bonus points based on how many across, up and down diagonals you got. And I enjoyed that game. I thought it was a lot of fun. So I put it in the chat here and asked, which do you prefer? Do you prefer the 10 yes, no with the bonus? Do you prefer the bingo game? Do you like both? Either one, it's just fun to play. Or you don't play the game, you just watch the show and listen to different people talk about it. So let me know. What do you think? What do you think? So, and I see Baymax is in the chat. Good to see you, my friend. Yes, we do have a bit of a wait. So, with all that stuff being said, I've got my friend Nerd Mafia in the background. Hey, how you doing?
Does audio work? You
Yeah,
hear me?
let me turn up the volume here a little bit. See if that's better. Go.
You can hear me though?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh
How
wow,
you?
it works. All right. Good.
Yeah, yeah. You're on the road. Lunchtime.
No, going hour trip right now. But what's going on? Did you have a
Oh,
fun time getting beat by me again?
wow. You know, I think it's the rule on your channel for Marvel shows. I have to beat you because I
Pretty
know
much.
nothing about Marvel. And then I know, I know during
Well,
Daredevil, those first like 3 episodes or whatever, I hadn't watched a single one and I was blowing you out of the water. When
yeah, I think there's different. Marvel's just got all these crazy expectations now. I think that's what goes into it. Like even the questions from like episode 1 to the end were completely different. I had to switch them all up. I should talk to Trev more before I do it.
Baymax wanted me to turn my volume up just a little bit. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
I hear you saying.
we had fun doing the predictions game, and today is the 45th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back. So, a couple questions for you. What do you have a memory of the first time you ever saw that movie?
Honestly, I think I was like introduced to Star Wars just like passing through the room as my dad was watching it. So I don't know when the first time I watched any of them was. And then like the clearest day memory I have obviously is like when they brought him back into theaters before they brought out the sequels.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I remember like asking questions about it when I was a kid. I don't think I ever sat through the whole thing, until I got like a little bit older. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm weird anyway. Like my favorite out of the original are like is Return of the Jedi. So
Well, that's there's you're not alone in that. There's a lot of people that like Return of the Jedi. Um, I'm an Empire Strikes Back guy, and for me, I was of age when the movies came out. I was 10 when A New Hope, it was just Star Wars, but then 13 when I saw Empire Strikes Back, and there was a big wait after that. And I don't know if you had the same experience I did, but the whole deal on Vader telling Luke, "No, I am your father." Right? Search your feelings; you'll know it's true. I was like, I don't know about that. I not so sure. So did you ever have any doubt or question, or you already knew?
no, it was just well established by the time I like watched it. And even like when I finally focused on it, it's like you already know. So you're just too old, man.
I've,
That's the bottom line.
look, there's no, yeah, there's no doubt about that. I'll be 58 years old in just a few weeks. In
Honestly,
July.
my like aha moment like that was like towards the end of like Attack of the Clones. I like hadn't put together that that was like what was going on. So when I saw like the ships, I was like, oh wait a minute. I think I was, what did I come on, like 2000? I was like maybe 15. I was like, oh wait, I know what's going on
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. No, I know.
because for the longest time, like, I mean, I was still alive for like the big like drought between like movies, you know, like these are old movies when I'm watching them in like the 90s, you know, for the first time. So, and there are books out, but I'm like a preteen. I'm not reading books, you know? So I wasn't following any of the lore like that. And then I think that's what finally got me, probably like activated me more than anything. It's like, oh, there's a big story here. Like, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So that was the first. Is when did you first see? Second question on Empire Strikes Back is, do you have a favorite scene? I mean, there's the "No, I'm your father." That was a big deal, but there's a lot of scenes in Empire that are certainly noteworthy.
Yeah. Try to think of what actually stands out the most to me. Hey, I want to say the I know scene, but like that just sounds weird. Um, I think when I was a kid, it was like whenever Boba Fett was on screen was cool as hell. Like we all had him like just on this pedestal in our mind. Like that guy's awesome, even though he shows up for maybe like 2 minutes for the whole trilogy.
Yeah,
But
no,
you know,
see, he never landed for me. Like Boba Fett in Empire was a passing. Who cares? He never did. He didn't do anything. Right? He he follows the Falcon and finds them on Cloud City, and then he stands around with his rifle. He doesn't do anything. Vader has him over for lunch, and apparently we don't know what's going on there. But he doesn't actually do anything. Then he leaves with Carbonite Han. That's it. Like,
I mean, that's pretty badass. You know, like he's got Han in car. You know, he's like he was that guy.
well,
I don't know. I can't explain it. He was just that guy. All right.
he's got a cool outfit. Hey, knee pain. Good to see you. Stop in the chat. This is a lot of people I know's favorite is Return of the Jedi over the others. So yeah,
If it
it's not
says
the
his
only.
favorite scene is Luke and Vader fighting in clouds, like that was a terrible fight, man. Luke just got owned.
Well,
And then he's like, you
well,
talk about whiny baby. He's all crying because his arm got cut off. Like, come on, just get over it. It's the lightsaber sutures it, you know? Like you're not even bleeding it.
well, okay. So you got a lot to unpack there. What you just threw out there. So in A New Hope, Obi-Wan lops off the dude's arm, and there's blood on the floor. Right? Didn't cauterize nothing. Right? Blood laying around. And then we get
Yeah.
at the end of New Hope, and what happens? Vader goes to cut down Obi-Wan, and he's gone. Like, what happened there? No
Well, we
body.
tend to think of Lucas as this genius, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's pretty obvious as you watch things. He was just kind of going on the fly. It's like, you
And
know,
then we get to this the fight in Empire. It is absolutely a fantastic. And I remember watching it in theaters. The sound of Vader's respirator, you could hear him, but you couldn't see him. It built a lot of tension. You knew he was around, and you're like, "What's going to happen to Luke?" And the fight, and Luke's using the Force to jump and to have the whole battle. I thought it was great, especially back in the day. Compare it to the Vader Kenobi lightsaber battle, and it's not even close. Not even close.
yeah, but I mean, Luke in Return of the Jedi is like, that's my Luke. You know, he just walks in, force chokes the guy. steps up to Jabba, and he's just like you're making a mistake. You can either live or die. Make a choice. It's like, oh, let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Here,
And I
as
see
a gift of good faith, take my droids.
KG said she didn't actually watch the OT fully until after the prequels, but and KG's in my age range, so um, that's a little unusual for
My wife
somebody
tried to
who.
get away with that
And Baymax says, as a kid, I loved
when
the
I when
first
I
half of Empire and the Battle of Hoth. Now, there's another, the AT-ATs, right? The AT-AT walkers. Fantastic. Whoa, you turned.
yeah
Yeah, fantastic. Those
yeah
the
I don't know.
walkers, bad. I mean, they were great. Like I was going to use a curse word, but I didn't. They, they were
I
amazing.
do remember playing like video games like on Hoth, like when I was a kid, like before I was really
Yeah,
that into it, and that was like pretty cool.
snow speeders and try to take down the AT-ATs. Those were great.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are great. This is the second half wasn't as exciting as the battles of Yavin or Endor. Into the battles. And I saw a pot stirrer out there, right? Yeah, yeah. There you go. Matt Risman said he didn't even put Han in the carbonite. Yeah,
he
look,
took them though.
look. Boba Fett did jack. All he did is like walk out the old uh, hoverboard and put it in the slave one. That's all he did.
You
Other
know, it
than that,
figures Matt
he moved
Risman's
around.
gonna be a Boba hater. You know, figures.
He thinks that I think because Boba was cool looking and had the title of bounty hunter. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then of course he goes out
PG,
like
I'm
he wants to
42.
return
You're
the
not a
Jedi.
prequel kid. Get out of here.
Look, if you're saying that Boba Fett was your favorite coming out of Empire, then he goes out
Oh,
like a
Luke
champ
was my
to Return
favorite
of the Jedi.
still though.
How can Return of the Jedi be your favorite?
Luke was still my favorite. It was always Luke.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but Bo was just he a complete chump, right? He does nothing, and then he gets you know knocked off the barge and falls into the Sarlacc.
You know
I
what?
mean,
You're the way you're talking here. I sense like a lot of jealousy of Boba Fett. You know, like it's like you want to have that cool armor and like the get up. I just stand next to the Emperor, like or stand next to Darth Vader, just like no worries. You know, I feel it. I can feel the jealousy.
it's actually you kind of inspire it, right? Just the rivalry that we have between us. I've got to be argumentative just for the fun of it. You know, It's-
Oh
oh,
man.
that was so good. KG said the Phantom Menace was her real intro to Star Wars. Skywalker's
Yeah, but
Academy
you
in
can't.
95.
But you're not a prequel kid if you're 40. You definitely at least somebody subjected you to the original trilogy, whether you paid attention to it or not. Like that
How did
wasn't
I
your
get on the same side of the argument as Matt Risman? That's what I want to know. What's he doing?
I'm not even seeing his comments unless they're way back there.
Uh, he's taken my side. That's it. That's it. Right. That's it.
Just a Boba hater. Boba
Now,
hater.
here's another thing. Baymax brings up. He says, Han got the girl. Han greater than Luke. Now, here was another thing. I
That's
was.
not even fair. Was Luke supposed to get his sister? What are we talking about?
Well, he wasn't. He wasn't his sister in the release order yet, right? So
Yeah, he Han got the girl in the end after Luke already knew it was his sister.
but that was
He-
later. Yeah, it wasn't until partway
Who
through.
got the first kiss? Just
No.
saying.
Yeah, and at the end of Empire, it's Luke standing there with his arm around Leia, looking out of the window. Right, they're together, and Han is
Yeah.
off doing whatever Han does. Right?
Luke
He-
was just playing the slow game until he realized he was going to be like a character in Game of Thrones if he pursued.
Oh my goodness, that's too much fun. Thrawn kill. Hello. No, real Ben, just stopping
If
you. Don't forget, Boba is
here's the
waiting for
other
you.
argument there too. If Han Solo is so cool, then how come another actor couldn't play him cool?
Well,
Harrison Ford was what was cool. Han was kind of just a jerk.
I couldn't. Yeah, I was never a big. I was still, again. I was like in my early teens when Empire came out, and we didn't have the whole shipping business. But at the time, I was more of a fan of Luke and Leia being the couple because I didn't like Han. He's a jerk. Like, what an idiot. I don't like that
Yeah,
guy.
and the guy needs an accountant or a financial advisor. Clearly, he's always owing somebody money. Like, jeez.
Yeah. So I was just not.
Like,
I was just not a big fan of him. And then of
couldn't
course,
have sensed that guy was going to be a deadbeat dad.
oh, there you go again.
couldn't couldn't have called that one from a mile away.
There you go again. You're getting
Han, how
yourself.
many credits are in your bank account right now? Oh, I'm good for it. Like, get out of
Yeah.
here.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you're
Scruffy
trouble.
looking nerf herder.
Enough. Oh my goodness. So that's Empire. What about Andor? Did you followed Andor all the way through? What are your thoughts now, looking back on Andor season 2 as a whole? Um, what are your thoughts on the whole deal?
So those last 3 episodes were like amazing, amazingly good. Um, but really, like, you can look back at like the whole series now. Really, like it's kind of wild that like prequels are never usually good. Like, can you name me any good prequels? Like even Star Wars, like we hated them for years. We still, even if you don't hate them, you acknowledge they're not really great movies. Um, they're like more like guilty pleasures for most people, and that's because you're romanticizing like the content that came alongside it, like the Clone Wars show. But this, like, they found like a real niche, whatever how you say it, in like just the lead up to destroying the Death Star, and like the show just showing like the beginning of handing off the baton, and then like creating that to be even a bigger analogy, like that final scene at the end of Rogue One, where like the rebels keep handing the baton, and next everybody gets it, knows he's gonna die, and it just like, I don't know, it's like it was really smart to like find that as a story and then create the movie, but then be smart enough to know that, hey, there's way more to this that we could show. And like every character from like Luthen to even Clea, and just watching it all it was really, really fun, especially towards the end, even though it's mostly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm also though, like, I'm not understanding like the lack of conversation. Like, Clea is definitely Cassian's sister, like without a shadow of a doubt. Why don't they just like clearly acknowledge it?
Because Gilroy came out specifically and said nope.
Yeah, he did, but
Yeah.
it looked a whole lot like the girl from like the first episode, like that was hiding in Luthen's like closet or whatever the hell you call it in his ship. Like that, it makes a whole lot of sense if she is. It doesn't hurt anything. Like, why don't you just say it? Damn it! Like,
Well,
but nobody's even talking about it.
that's because Gilroy he put his kibosh on that right off the bat. He's like, nope.
Then why bring that up at all? What are we doing? Like, that's the only thing that really bothers me. I think I messaged you. I'm like, wait a minute. Are we ever going to find out who his sister was? Like, this is how this whole story started.
No.
Guy dies, just not finding her.
No. Yeah. Well, and then, yeah, he never does. There was another bit of controversy that came up with that ending, in that Bix has his kid, right?
Yeah, but who cares?
Well, because a lot of people had thought of Cassian in Rogue One at the end having a relationship. And how could he have a relationship at the end of Rogue One if he already had a relationship with Bix and has a child? Of course, he doesn't know of the child. But
Who are the people complaining about this? Women?
well,
It's like, have you met a guy before? 2 years without a girl that just
probably the
left
same
them?
people who thought that Boba Fett was cool in Empire.
You know, he was just rebelling. Rebellions are built on hope.
You know, I rewatched Rogue One after Andor season 2, and I was like, well, wait, in my memory, I only remember him kissing her as the planet was being destroyed, right? Like they're gonna die.
Yeah,
There's a
exactly.
giant
I
blast
don't even.
coming.
Did they actually kiss too, or did they just like embrace?
Oh, they embraced. I thought they kissed too. Yeah. So, but if you're gonna die, then what?
There's literally like prank videos on the internet showing like buddies like making fake broadcasts in a bar, like about the world ending due to asteroid, just so a guy can hook up with the last girl there. Like I just watched one the other day. Like this is exactly what happened to Scarif. Like if you know you're going out, grab whoever's closest to you and have your last bit of fun.
That's it. I mean, you only got 30 seconds to live. Why not? Go out and embrace.
Oh, they're backing me up. No kiss. No kiss. He gave her a hug, and everybody's like, "Well, wait a minute. He's in a relationship, so you can't hug somebody." Like,
Absolutely.
2 years on the road, and you're fine. You're in the military. You know what these guys are like.
Oh, look, I can tell you about.
They can't go 6 months without finding another person to grab hold on.
I've got stories from the military. Yeah, I've got stories.
Exactly. Anybody complaining about this doesn't know what the real world is.
Yeah. As many folks know, I was in the Army band, and we toured and we did stuff like for the president, and we did like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mike Tyson, like actors, movie stars, stuff like that. We were in their presence from time to time, but being adjacent to that, there were some followers that would maybe go on trips with no, I don't want to get into too much of the details, but there would be trips where maybe somebody went along and spent some time with several of the guys. And
Of course, it's like
at the end of
tale
the
as old
trip,
as time.
several of the guys had to go to the hospital and get a little shot because
Yep.
these things happen, right? And barracks buddies, people would show up, and yeah. So no, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal. Yeah. And I was just wondering where did it all come from? I think people and Gilroy even kind of addressed it. Like people would build up these romantic stories in their head around this couple, and they were a couple for nothing, right? Like they died.
Yeah.
You rewatch it and you see they're arguing and fussing the whole time. He's putting her down like, you don't know nothing. I've lived my whole life doing this. You're an idiot. Like there's just not until the very end and they embrace and they die.
It's like a romance that people built around their heads of the characters. Keep your feelings out of my Star Wars.
Yeah, so like Boba Fett being really cool in Empire. I'm just saying, people built these stories.
He was sorry.
They didn't do anything. They stood around.
Just a cool guy. If he wanted to have a beer with you, you'd have it with him. Just admit it. Slide him a couple coins, track down somebody that owes you money. This is what it is.
So Empire Strikes Back. There's 45. In Andor season 2, Anything else on those two topics?
I kind of feel sad for B2 emo, you know.
Why?
It's the tragedy of B2 emo. Like the
B2.
guy just keeps getting abandoned, you know. It's gonna definitely throw Infinity with some trust issues. Cassian.
Well, yeah, but he has a new family. Like he was playing with the kids. The kids were playing hide and seek, and he was running around with the kids. They were having a good time. And then, of course, Fix comes back and is raising Cassian's kid, baby, son, with B2. So B2 gets to carry on. That's all good. It's K2 that kind of has a tragic story because he doesn't get converted until like 2 years before, like
Yeah,
BBY2. And then,
yeah, but B2EMO is like quite possibly the most adorable robot to ever exist. One, moving off that, I guess like, one of the most impressive things I think the show did though was humanizing and making us actually care about like your relationship between Cyril and Dedra.
yeah,
Like after she tells off his mom and puts her in his, I'm like, yeah. Tell her what's what.
yeah.
You know?
Well, I let you talk a little. I haven't yet told folks for me Andor just okay. Um, the last three
Yeah.
episodes, I was on vacation out in Kansas City, and I watched the episodes out there, and I've rewatched them. Um, it's okay. Andor as a uh, season two as a whole. First of all, the first half I could do without, and I talked about this before. You can take the first 6 episodes and just get rid of them. Start with episode 7. I don't think you would miss a whole lot of character development or story. You're gonna miss a good bit, but nothing that's critical. It's not until episode 7 that it kind of picks up, and then the last 3 episodes, really, really good. But I go back to the point of thinking these are 3 episodes tied together as a movie. How would I feel if I paid admission to go to a movie theater and watch those 3 episodes as a movie? Just like going to Lost. We love just like, we watched Rogue One as a movie, right? Rogue One, as a movie, good. Not my favorite Star Wars movie by any means. Also, a lot of people think, Rogue One is their favorite Disney era Star Wars movie. Not me. It's it's okay. It's good. Like, it's not like top tier Star Wars movies, but it's also not terrible. It's not, prequel bad. It's good. It's a good movie. Um, and I jest a little bit just because I know I can poke the bear. Many of you love the prequels. Eh, not so hot on the prequels, but but Rogue One, right? I like it. Not not my favorite. Then you go to Andor season 2. The second half of the series was good. The last the last 3 episodes really good. But how would I feel if I watched those 3 episodes in a theater? Eh, eh. Yeah, Matt, we could just be left now with Santa's bad takes. Exactly. Look, this is not the first time I feel like I- I'm in a minority. Right? It happens to me all the time. I love the sequels. Love the sequels way more than the prequels. Andor, I liked them. Not my favorite. And Baymax hit on it earlier. I really do like my heroes to be good guys. I love Ray. I'm a you know Superman, the Boy Scout kind of guy. That's the heroes that I like. Santa could have worked for the Imperial Ministry of Propaganda. against the Gormans. Oh my goodness. No, no, no. Look, I like them. It's not my favorite. And I'm happy that they exist. I'm really thrilled to death that so many people are talking very positively about Star Wars coming out of Andor. We got so much out of the Acolyte that was all negativity, negativity online. There's a good deal of people who enjoyed uh, the Acolyte, but I would say the vast majority in the social media space in Star Wars really, really negative on the Acolyte. So it's nice to come out of this with uh, some positivity in the fandom around it. Um, and as we're starting to see, and KG says, we all have different tastes. That's absolutely true. And have so many people who are happy coming out of this series who feel like they've been fed, right? Like they like to use that term, right? So fans have been fed, right? They got some really good Star Wars content that satisfied them. Now they're able to sit back and say, wow, that was a great show. It makes me happy. It makes me really, really happy. Not my favorite show, but that's fine. It's it is what it is. I see. Matt's also trying to. Matt, you've got the link. Andor greater than any Ray content. No, not true. Untrue. False. See, now that Nerd Mafia is gone, Matt has turned on me. He's turned on me. Let me bring this back up. So the Wall of Fame for week 4 of Andor. You've seen it there, but we have the uh, we have the season leaderboard winners here. I just want to touch base with KG. 93 points through the season, did fantastic. And then Matt Risman, right behind Matt, came on strong there at the end of the season. And then Baymax, Nerd Mafia, and Star Wars Fits. Those are our winners. Of course, with all of our predictions game, if you make it to the season leaderboard winner list, I send you some Star Wars Santa merch. So I will be reaching out to all of you in the next few days to see what you would like, and I'll order it and have it shipped to you. So watch for that soon. If you already know you want to reach out to me, go right ahead, and I'll respond to those, get those ordered. So just looking at the poll one last time here. It says, which predictions game do you like? The final tally, we have 33% with the yes, no, and the open-ended question, 16% with the bingo, so way fewer. And then 33% like both. So if we were to weight them, I think the yes, no end up a little bit higher than neither. I don't play the game. 16% just like to watch the show, which is absolutely fine. I enjoyed the bingo format. We'll take a look as we're going forward. We have some other shows coming up down the line. As those come, it might be fun to do the bingo again. I know we have some things even later this year to look forward to with Visions season 3, and then it'll be next year before we get to Ahsoka. So we'll take a look at that. Let's see what Baymax Acolyte was nightmare bad trip that wasn't real. Playa telling Luthen, oh, wait, I lost it. To tuck in his shirt was real. Um, I reckon. I can see where you're coming from. Mentioning the Acolyte though, there's a book that came out. It's an Acolyte prequel novel in involving Indara and Vernestra. I'm about 70% of the way through that book. I've got some thoughts. I'm waiting for to finish it before I tell you guys my full impression of that book. To this point, there's not been anything of note to really bring up like, wow, this is fantastic. I can't wait to finish it. There's some interesting things going on. And I'll say one thing coming out of it, when I finish this book, I'll probably go back and watch The Acolyte again just to see how well the stories connect. What's the title of the book? The title of the book is, it says Acolyte right on it. Hold on one second here. Let me pull it up here. Um, let me see. It says, library, Acolyte Wayseeker. Acolyte Wayseeker. And it's got Vernestra and and Dara on the cover. So I'm about 70% through. I haven't seen anything that's been like, wow, this is great. But I am curious now how it's going to connect. So there's that. What else? What else? Death says Battlefront 3. Pass it on. Oh, yes, I've seen a lot of activity around Battlefront the last couple of days. That would be exciting for those of you who are playing the games. So that's all I got. That's all I got. Empire Strikes Back for me was just peak Star Wars. Absolutely love it. And it's one of my favorite go-to movies of all time. From the very beginning, and Han and I thought they smelled bad on the outside. Uh, Fantastic. And then Baymax, you behave yourself, right? Through the AT-ATs, of course, Luke going to Dagobah and the encounter he has with Yoda, absolutely brilliant because it's a misdirect, right? Luke is interacting with Yoda, not knowing who he is, and doesn't find out till later. Like, wait, well, wait, you're a Jedi Master, and everybody's like blown away. I remember again when I first saw it, like, wait, this puppet is supposed to be a Jedi Master? Like, what? You didn't see it coming. These are the great experiences being able to watch Star Wars for the very first time in theaters and then not knowing the answer. Right? You don't know what's coming. You've not heard about it before. And you follow through with the no, I am your father at the end, and then leaving the story and not knowing, is Vader lying? Did Obi-Wan lie? Who's lying? Is everybody lying? What's the truth? Is How can Vader be Luke's father when Vader killed your father? Like, what? So many questions coming out of Empire that as kids we were able to go back and kind of talk about back in the day. Um, you had to talk about it in school. At least, I was in my early teens, so I had to find another Star Wars friend in school and talk about it. I didn't have a lot of friends in the first place, but in any event, we would just wonder, did Vader lie? Who's telling the truth here? And then you get you have to wait. You have to wait until years before you get to Return of the Jedi and find out the truth of it, and find out, well, from a certain point of view. Oh boy. It started all the way back there. Mike Porter. There he is. There's our good friend, Mike Porter, the chosen pun. I've got a Mike Porter dad joke today. And for those of you who know, if you put into the chat, exclamation point, chosen pun, you'll get the link to Mike Porter's Twitter/X account. And he posts a dad joke of the day. Sometimes they're Star Wars related, sometimes they're Marvel, sometimes they're holiday related around whatever's going on. And today we have a Mike Porter dad joke. Since Mike is here, we'll go ahead and read this for you. It says, "What does the dog say?" Wait. Hold on just a second. You guys can't see it. I gotta go undo that. Okay, now go back. Hold on. Now we go back, and then we click on this. There it goes. What did the dog say when it's amazed? What does the dog say when it's amazed? It says, bow wow. Oh, wow. Mike Porter dad joke right there. You guys make sure you're following Mike Porter on Twitter, X. Fitz says links not visible. They're not working. You know how else you can find Mike Porter's Twitter account? You could go into the description of this video, open the description up, and I've got the link right in there. You can find it in there as well. So you can do that as well. Empire Strikes Back, peak Star Wars for me. I'm an original trilogy guy anyway, so hopefully be able to rewatch Empire today or this week in memory of the 45th anniversary of that movie coming out. We had Nerd Mafia join us today. Hope to be able to join more of these. No more call-ins. I know, Jedi Mike, where are you? We have had no more call-ins so far. Just Nerd Mafia. We'll try to do more of these community streams going forward, and bring you guys in to talk about Star Wars, especially when we don't have a lot of Star Wars news to cover. It's nice to come in and talk to folks about what are you watching, what are you viewing, what do you remember, what are your favorite memories, and what are your favorite stories around this universe we all love, especially when there's so many things going on in our lives and around the world that are serious and they're downers and they're rough. But it's great when we can escape. And for me, I think that's what was missing for Andor. It was pretty serious. It was pretty weighty. Not the bad, but it was just really heavy material. And I prefer the space fantasy. The space wizards and their laser swords. That's for me. I love it. So, have you been rewatching Rogue One? Yes, I have, Mike. In fact, I've got. Let's see. I started it again this morning, and I've got about 15 minutes of it left. So, I'll finish that here shortly. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out with me. And you guys, please do the things. Let other folks know what we're doing here. We're having a good time. We're laughing. We're talking about Star Wars, enjoying it. Me Pain, good to see you today. If you're still out there. Mike Porter, KG, Jedi Mike, good to see you as well. We had Skywalker's Academy here. Baymax, good to see you as well. Thank you so much for the thumbnail for today. I appreciate it. Skywalker's Academy. May the Force of Christmas be with you all. Thank you for that. And of course, we had Matt Risman was with us today, and we had Star Wars Fits. A lot of you guys stopping in. Let's see. I know I'm missing a couple of names. Thrawn Kill. I didn't really talk about Thrawn Kill too much, but good to see you as well. Thanks for joining. Didn't highlight many of your messages, but you guys have a wonderful week. This weekend here in the States is a holiday weekend. I hope you have a wonderful 3-day weekend. You get some time off work, spend time with family, maybe cook out on the grill. And we'll be back next week. We'll talk about Star Wars again. Maybe we'll get some of our friends together and we'll talk about Star Wars together. So thank you for being here. And until next time, my friends, Merry Christmas and may the Force be with you always.